I've not shared it on the show, but I was at a thing with my son, and my son was there with a bunch of neurotypical kids, and there were two schools of kids that were there that were from an autism program. One that was older kids and one that was the little itty-bitty ones. And it was during a 9/11 ceremony, and my son was in the middle, so I'm looking at my son, and there's the flag, and there are all these first responders there, very emotional to see that, right? And then there would be these little noises, and I would look off to the side with the kids who were my son's age and a little bit older, that have autism and have a more severe circumstance than my son has, and the deep appreciation that I got for the fact that my son was standing the whole time. One of the hardest things in the world for him, to stand still during a ceremony that's 40 minutes with nothing to lean on. That's like right in the category of where he would struggle. No behavior. Watching, paying attention the whole time. And I kept looking at him, looking at the flag, looking at him, then looking at the older kids and seeing where my child is opposed to these kids. And then the young ones would make a noise. And I would look over at the young ones and I would realize that half of the children and the young could be where my son is. Roughly half of them statistically, if they get the right intervention at the right amount at the right time. And if they don't, they will all be standing in that other group. All of them will be. But half of them could be standing with my son, maybe more of them, but it depends on me and you. What do we do? Do we bring them, and do we use the full hours with people like Dr. Nadowski? It's our choice. But let me tell you, I stood there and sobbed in gratitude and fear for what if we don't, as a society, make sure that half of those kids stand with my son. It was so emotional for me, but I was so grateful for people like you and to Card, because my son surely would have been standing with those other kids. I know that in the very core of my being. He had stood with those kids, and he would be standing with the older kids. So for any parent who's watching, that's the difference. Where do you want your son or daughter to be standing? And you've got to give it your all, and it's going to be uncomfortable. All right, I'm getting off my soapbox.